often get asked to tell my story about being in a toxic job. And so I've done a number of videos talking about it, but I just want to do a short video to just summarize my experiences of going from a dream job to a nightmare job that I truly hated. So when I first started my job, it really wasn't a dream job. It was a very positive experience. I had two Black women supervisors who were wonderful. I'm still connected to them to this day. But once they retired, I knew that I would not have a buffer to the toxic system of the job. And sure enough, things started happening at the job. I went from pet to threat. So if you're not familiar with Pets and Threat was created by three Black women researchers, Dr. Juanita Johnson-Bailey, Dr. Keisha Thomas, and Dr. Rosemary Phelps. Pets and Threat deals with when a Black woman is in the workplace and maybe she's sought out because of her outstanding work abilities, or she's already at the job and she's sought out to help out in certain ways, or maybe she has an initiative with doing things. That was me. So you do these wonderful things, you show up, you show out at the job. And so initially you might be seen as the pet. They love you. Oh my God, you're so wonderful. You do these brilliant things. We love you. Oh my God. But then you start outshining other people in the workplace, and there's a shift in terms of how you are seen and treated as a threat. When you are seen in that way, they will make every effort to push you out. And when I say this to you, because I went through this, it is not going to make logical sense. You're going to start thinking, wait a minute, I'm an excellent employee. I got excellent evaluations. I'm being sought out to do all these different things. It's not going to make logical sense because you're dealing with deeply insecure people. And I want to quote my dear friend Colette Elizabeth. She said, watch out for three qualities in the workplace: people who are insecure, immature, and incompetent. That is exactly what I was dealing with. That is what you may be dealing with as well. So when you recognize that, pay attention, okay? There were a number of things that started happening where they were trying to demean me, put me in my place, and just humiliate me. And so I got in this identity that I was like the Harriet Tubman at the job. So I took on that I'm going to fight these people. I'm going to fight them to do this work. However, what I didn't pay attention to was that the longer that I was fighting these people, the more I was getting harmed. So I started having physical and psychological symptoms. I started gaining a lot of weight. I'm still trying to get that weight off now. My hair started falling out in like clumps. I was very sad. I dreaded going to work. I had difficulties even getting out of the bed. I felt on guard all the time. I talked about the job all the time. So those are some of the symptoms I had. So I still wasn't paying attention, And so I had really good sister friends pull me in, and also my immediate family. They set me down and say, look, you got to leave this job because the job is harming you. Because they were bearing witness to all the things that were happening to me. They saw it, and it was impacting them too, because now they're helpless. They can't really help me. They're hopeless. They don't know what to do. So they said, you know what? You got to figure out how to go. My sister friends, you got to go. And, I went through very challenging situations as well, because there were some people around me, though, who told me to stay at the job. They told me, no, this is a really good job with good benefits. What are you doing? You better not go. All that kind of stuff. So I had to have boundaries with those people. I had to set a boundary, and I stopped telling them my business about that. I stopped telling them about what my plans were. And I was also in therapy at the time with a really phenomenal Black woman therapist. And so we were working together. She helped me reality test about what was going on, because that job, they were gaslighting me, and I started self-gaslighting myself. Even as a licensed clinical psychologist, I'm self-gaslighting myself. So the therapist was able to say, no, it is them, that's not you. And she was also able to share with me her vision for me, that she saw me doing something bigger and better outside that job. She said that job was too small for me. She told me also that job, what was happening to me, God was giving me signs that I was ignoring. I was being hard-headed. God was telling me, this job, you need to go someplace. So she told me that was a rescue mission from God, and I need to pay attention. And if I did not pay attention, the stress of that job would kill me. Okay? So then I took a leave of absence. When I was on that leave of absence, that's when I started getting my exit plan together. Because I said, okay, what is keeping me at that job? the fear of finances. So I started working with a Black business coach who helped me start thinking about ways to replace my income. And I immediately started replacing my income. I started doing therapy. I started doing telehealth. And then from my coach, I met Dr. Rosché Brown. And Dr. Rosché Brown is not only a licensed clinical psychologist like me, she's also a financial psychologist. So I said, okay, if the finance is keeping me there, I need to work with her because she has the expertise that can help me out. I started working with her. We came up with a financial exit plan. I was able to pivot out. I was able to get ready to pivot out. Now, full transparency, even though I replaced my income, I'm working with Dr. Rosché Brown, the financial psychologist. She said, girl, you're going to be good to go. You've replaced, in fact, you've exceeded your income. You're going to be good to go. It's going to be okay. Because if you go back to that job, you're going to be losing money because you're making more money now. Okay. So even with all that, even the support that I have from other people, even though I'm in therapy, even though I'm a licensed mental health professional, even all that, the fear made it hard for me to make that final step until that one day I was in the shower and I heard the voice of God say to me, if you go back to that job, it's a death sentence. I listened to that because it was clear as day. I can't even, I've never had that experience before. I got out the job, I resigned immediately. And once I resigned from that job, I felt such a weight had been lifted. I did a video to Beyonce's You Won't Break My Soul, put my crown on, I had a crown, put my crown back on, and I took my power back. And so because of everything that I've gone through as a toxic job survivor, I am committed to helping as many Black women as I can to liberate from these situations because it's a horrible, horrible existence to be in a toxic job, and it impacts not only you, it impacts your family. So I'm here to help you, sis, in whatever way I can to help you liberate. It may be just watching my YouTube videos, talking about my own healing journey. It might be sharing resources that I have with you. But whatever it is, I really want you to pay attention to the signs that you're experiencing that toxic job and take those steps forward. And I'm here to help you. So check out the resources.